2023 Genesis G90 KT review. Watch out, S-Class? We've been wowed by Genesis products before, but the G90 sits on a totally different level. Brevity is incompatible with the 2023 Genesis G90. Nothing about this sedan is simple, from its triple-charged V6 engine to its microphone-monitored, audio-controlled cabin, but two among its extensive list of features and widgets. The G90 entered into our 2023 Motor Trend Car of the Year evaluation fully equipped, a mono-spec wonder loaded with opulent materials and fascinating technology that should put established players in the luxury limo set on high alert. The brand's new e-Supercharger system is the key differentiator between the G90's two variants. Top-spec G90s like the one evaluated here get the more exotic engine, essentially the base car's 3.5-liter V6 outfitted with an electric supercharger and a 48-volt mild hybrid system, on top of its dual turbos, upping output from 375 horsepower to 409. With the extra power comes extra everything else, including push-button activated self-closing doors, a fully reclining executive rear seat, massage functions on the 4 outboard seats, and even a UV light foam sanitizer in the rear seat console. We're talking Maybach-adjacent finery in this interior, down to the cushy headrest pillows and crushed carbon trim with decorative. Genesis didn't lose sight of the small stuff, either. The trick camera-enhanced adaptive air suspension scans the road ahead, pre-planned damper adjustments for the smoothest ride. There are multiple drive modes, including the usual comfort, sport, and eco choices, but also a chauffeur mode that optimizes the suspension to prioritize rear seat passenger comfort. To further isolate executives in back from the world outside, the turn signal click noise emanates from the driver's seat headrest speakers, rather than tapping for all to hear from the dashboard. All of this works remarkably well, and despite its massive curb weight, the Genesis is capable of hauling itself around with enthusiasm. Standard rear-wheel steering helps shrink the G90's sensation of size, while the engine is smooth, responsive, and provides plenty of grunt. Continuing our whirl around the G90's well-roundedness, it is equipped with bountiful safety technology, including a well-executed semi-autonomous driving system. Director of Editorial Operations Mike Floyd remarked how the Genesis lane-keeping assist feature is right there with Super Cruise. The driver assistance technology is incredibly well integrated, too. Even if you must drive the G90 yourself instead of be driven, it's hardly a chore. We could continue to list even more features, but we think you're getting the point. Deputy Editor Alexander Stoklosa summed it up with the realization that Genesis engineers came up with problems I didn't know I had in order to solve them for me. Alas, perfection is elusive. Our judges detected some switchgear from the broader Hyundai Genesis parts bin, as well as its lack of wireless Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Both phone integrations are included, albeit via a wired connection. We also expected a fresher infotainment setup than the same somewhat convoluted software from the brand's lesser products. Efficiency isn't a G90 strong suit, either. Even with mild hybridization, its fancy engine delivers a so-so 17 miles per gallon city and 24 miles per gallon highway, trailing other luxury flagships, while its 409 horsepower and 405 pounds-to-foot aren't muscular enough to keep up with those same sedans. Buyer's Guide director Zach Gale planted the dagger, noting that the G90 compares poorly to the most critical bogey of all, the Mercedes-Benz S500, which is much more efficient and quicker. The G90's strongest card is dealt in games of comparison. Full-size luxury sedans may sit pretty far outside the heart of the market, but the G90 is a tremendous value, even at $101,295. Genesis is new to six-figure territory, but you wouldn't know it from the G90's driver's seat or, better yet, its rear seat, and the G90 is legitimately competitive with the perennially excellent Mercedes-Benz S-Class. It pampers like a Maybach for less than half the money. Genesis may still go largely without much brand recognition or cachet, but if a flagship ought to represent the best of what a brand can do, this luxury yacht should help cultivate a rich heritage in the years to come.